We'll get started with Angel. Angel, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Apparently, I don't know how to work technology. Sorry. Um, uh, I don't know how many times you've ever had a couple of games right before a break where you're playing a team for the first time this late in the season. How do you prepare for such a game, and just a few keys that you're looking at against Joel Lloyd as well?
Yeah, you prepare for it just the same way you prepare for any other game. You get in. The other that we came in, we practiced because we haven't seen them. We hadn't ran through any of their actions, so we were able to get some practice in to kind of prepare in that way. And as far as Joel, again, another player who's just prolific scorer. Her ability to make big shots and tough shots, you know what I mean, is high level. So we have to have a focus on not necessarily just trying to stop Jewel, but really just again making it tough. When you have players like that, your main job is to make it tough, make them work on both ends of the floor, as well.
And at the last game against Vegas, you said you have to think about the things that you're winning in as far as the progression. What are those
Yeah.
things that you see going into this game and to continue to build on that?
Yeah, I think continue to build on our transition. In the last game against Vegas, we had like 40 something points in the paint. So that's something that's, for us, a win, and that we have to continue on rebounding the basketball so that we can get down, eliminating, especially for today's game, eliminating second chance opportunities, O boards, different things like that. And those are areas that we are playing well in and that we're winning in right now. And we got to continue to build on those.
Go ahead, Tab.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you about have you seen anyone on your team that's just kind of taken on more of a leadership role with this squad, especially with the roster being a little depleted? And I guess the second part of the question is also like Ryan Howard and Jordan, because Ryan was telling us a story about how she kind of got in Alicia's butt for a couple games, and she made the corrections and scored 3 plays in a row. So have you seen, or what have you seen leadership wise from them?
Yeah, those are the two that I would that stands out because even they're not playing, they're using their voice on the sidelines, being able to see the things that's happening in the game, convey the same messages that we're conveying to our teammates. So I think those two having an opportunity to really use their voice in a meaningful way because they're sitting back and watching it from a different advantage point. And so I think those two are doing a really good job of just using their voice, and hopefully that translates to when they come back, they can continue to use that same voice to push their teammates.
And then we saw that Ariel was questionable. Is that still the status?
Correct. She's still questionable.
Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Hey, Coach, outside of the additions from Seattle this year, what has made this team so good and what they've been able to do this year?
Yeah, I think early on you saw them struggle a little bit. Just that's just a chemistry thing, just trying to everybody figure things out. But I think defensively they're solid. Offensively, they have a bunch of different weapons. I think the what really makes them difficult is the idea that obviously they have Jewel, obviously they have NECA, but the Ezzies, the Jordan Horstons, the Skies, they just have multiple weapons at multiple positions, so that they don't necessarily have to rely on maybe one or just two people. They can get it done as a collective. I think they play very well together on the defensive end as well.
And Coach, I know it's hard to tell uh, without going through the flow of the game, but going into the fourth, every game has been tight. What would you like to see for your team to finish in the fourth at the end of the game?
Yeah, I think our execution, I think, when we get into those fourth quarters, not letting fatigue kind of take over on us mentally, to not be able to execute down the stretch. I think continuing to have the same effort as we do the first 3 quarters, but I think dialing up our focus in those moments are going to be critical.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone, for your time.